Good afternoon, everyone, and it's nice to be back in Wareham, Mass. again. Great little town here. This is Harrison Young, my TV show Topic Time. This is actually the third show I've done here in the fall of 2020, and we're winding up the year. And 2020 has been an amazing year for Topic Time. It's been a rough year for the world, but we've made the best of it, and the shows just keep getting better and better. And we have an awesome guest tonight. To complement the show in Wareham tonight. But before I get to him, got a few little underwriters, great little underwriters I got to read off, and then we will commence with the show as usual. So we got Fiesta Chara Mexican Restaurant in Carver. We got Crazy Axes Direct Store in Hanover. We got Genuine's Inspection in Middleborough. We got the Cornerstone Barbershop in Pembroke. We got the Main Ingredient Restaurant in Middleborough. We got Tom Auto in Middleborough. We got Vape Solutions in East Bridgewater. We got New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. And we got Carver Jewelers in Carver. Ronald R. and Lionel Delano Goldsmiths. I want to thank you guys very much. And on that note, I will introduce this young man. This is, his original name is Mike Ehrlich, but you go by something else for acting, right?
I go by Steve Jason.
Steve Jason?
Yeah.
Okay. Quick question. Why is that?
Okay, so it's a quick story.
Okay, go ahead.
The night that I graduated high school,
yeah?
I was hanging out with friends, and I hadn't drank like ever in like my whole school life.
Cool.
And I'm hanging out with them, and somebody thought I looked like somebody doesn't know your name. And
so they call you Steve Jason?
No, well, I mean, it took a couple days to put the two names together, but somebody thought I looked like a Jason.
Okay.
I was like, okay, that's cool. It was just like ended there, and then like the next day, one of the people that I was hanging out with messaged me and goes, Steve.
Okay.
And so I just put it together. And
okay, that's cool.
Over the past 10 years, I've kind of created a character behind it.
Okay,
well, that's a long time.
That's awesome. So you basically took kind of like a distorted memory and you turned it into a pseudonym. That's sweet. Okay, I can relate. Jason's my nephew's name too.
Yeah.
And it's my brother's middle name, so that's cool. And Stephen, we get no Stevens in the family, but that's all right. But that is awesome. So, all right. Now, what I do with every guest, I would ordinarily ask like how that led to acting. But what I'm going to ask you now is to talk about what you like as a kid. So I take it you graduated high school about 10 years ago. Is that it?
Yeah. Born high school.
Okay, where?
Born high school.
Born, okay, so you're right, okay, so you're right in the area here.
Yeah.
You're in the neighborhood. Okay, well, so tell me about what life was like. Did you grow up in Bourne?
Yeah.
Okay, what were you like as a kid and growing up? And obviously that wasn't that long ago. And what were your goals and aspirations? And we're going to fast forward to the present and figure out what you're doing now and what the future looks like. So go ahead.
So I didn't really start enjoying school until like 11th grade.
You didn't start enjoying school till 11th grade? Why not?
Because of, I don't know, it was just boring to me.
Well, what happened? All right, so obviously you had some kind of a transition in 11th grade that changed it. What was it?
Weird moment. Like, I fell down, right? And
fell down?
Like, yeah, it's like one of those stories where like you hit your head and like you're suddenly speaking another language.
Yeah, yeah.
So I fell down one day, I hit my head. And like that year, I just started understanding like everything in school so well that my grades were nothing like the previous years.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was just like it was.
So let me get this straight. You fell down and your IQ went from 0 to 1,000, and after you came to.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Totally different person.
Well, did your doctors have anything to say about this?
No, that's the funny thing is I didn't go to the doctors. I don't even know if I even had a concussion. I just went home that night, took a couple aspirins, and went to sleep.
Wow.
I could have had, I don't know how, like I didn't crack my head open, but like it was.
But you must have jotted something in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I woke something up.
Well, all right, now you said you mentioned that you didn't drink at all in high school.
Yeah.
Okay, so it had nothing to do with it wasn't alcohol related, right?
No.
Okay, well.
It was actually at school when it happened.
Okay, well, what caused it? Do you remember? Did you just slip on something?
Just stepping over something wrong, and I just fell on the pavement. Luckily, nobody saw me, so. I was only embarrassed to myself.
It would be not lucky if nobody saw you, but I always say everything happens for a reason. So this was intended, I would say. This was an intended event from divine providence.
Divine intervention. Yeah.
Wow. Well, somebody up there has plans for you, I'd say. All right. Well, what changes did you make in your life after this?
I started understanding like trigonometry. Chemistry, I had like no problem with like those classes, whereas I couldn't do algebra 1, I couldn't do geometry, I just couldn't stand it.
I almost wish that had happened to me at some time. I practically flunked out of high school. Somehow they just pushed me through because they didn't want me in the school system any longer than they had to have me in there. But that's amazing. So
well, I struggled with physics, but like calculus, I was just like, why is this so easy? To me, like, it didn't make sense to me.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't justify it.
No, but you just don't have to justify it. It's self-justifiable, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, once you realized that you were a genius all of a sudden from the fall you took, did it lead you to, any other endeavors that we can discuss here?
I should have explored things maybe more so, like, but I just did the regular thing, went to Cape Cod Community College,
Okay.
and then transferred into UMass Dartmouth.
Well, how did you do with Cape Cod Community College?
Good enough to get into UMass Dartmouth. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, I assume
I
your
don't
grades
remember
were
my GPA, but I got A's, B's, and maybe 1C.
okay. So you ended up at UMass Dartmouth, which is pretty close to here too. What did you major in at either of those
Accounting.
schools? Which?
Accounting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the meantime, are you like now? This was like a few years ago.
I graduated UMass Dartmouth in 2016.
So that's 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing since then?
Since then, I've been working with my dad and
At what?
exploring in accounting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's an accountant.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you a certified accountant too now?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
So you have to be in order to run your own firm, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, you can do a certain amount of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about so what about when did you start doing that? You said you're an up and coming actor now.
I just started this year.
Okay.
So I'm like acting my way into acting. It's so meta, but I have no acting experience other than working with my friends at Wicked Healthy and doing their ads.
Good old Stephen and Anthony, great
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Okay,
love
now
them.
you work with them? Or I know they and I and you are all friends, and they're great guys. They run that
Yeah.
awesome store down there in Kingston. But
Yeah.
what do you do with them? I mean, do you work for them or at part time or?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I just show up there and like suddenly there's an ad done.
I got you.
Just doing
Okay,
that.
those people come in and they see you and they're like, "Wow, we got well, you do have a way. I mean, in terms of like physical health and well-being, you look quite healthy. Do you work out? Do you take care of yourself?
I want to work out more.
Okay.
I want to be in better shape than I am.
Well, you look like you got good upper body strength.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
I'm sure you'll do whatever you have to do. But all right. Well, what about what prompted you to decide to try, what prompted you to try acting? You said you just started it this year.
Well, yeah. So I go to this diner here, the Mill Pond Diner, right behind here.
Okay, I know where it is.
And one day, people were showing up to do a short film, and I stuck around and made some friends there.
Okay.
And my friend Gabrielle Rawson, she filmed this short.
I know
film.
that name.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
she's a producer,
She
right?
works on the Cape. Yeah.
Okay.
All Cape Media. Maybe you know her through there.
Well, I think I've seen her on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she filmed the short film with her friend Chris Salvi.
I know Chris. Chris
Yeah.
was actually. We were trying to get him on the show a while back.
great,
We
yeah.
weren't able to do it. I guess there was a snowstorm.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
I'd like to get him on.
I hope you
some
get them
point.
both on. Yeah.
Is he a Cape guy or is he from?
I think he's in Boston.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I don't remember where, but I know we were Facebook friends. We may still be.
Yeah, he
Okay.
wrote the short film that they were filming there,
Okay.
and it's won so many awards now.
Do you remember the film? And do you remember who else was in it? Oh, you in it too? Did you get to be in it at all? Doing
Yeah,
extra stuff?
I'm just there's a pan-by shot, and I'm sitting at the counter
Okay.
here at the diner. So
Okay. That's a good. That's a
when
start.
that's when my acting career started.
Well, I think it started for some woman that was discovered at a soda fountain many years ago. I don't remember who it was. Might have been Gloria de Havilland or something. So you never
Yeah.
know. But but the great thing now is that we have a lot of opportunities like that in this area that we didn't have before.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was over the summer.
Last fall. Yeah,
Fall
last
2019?
fall, and it came out in March.
Okay, so it was before the virus, obviously,
Yeah.
because obviously in last year everybody could be cool in a diner without masks or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and obviously everyone got to see your full mug without a mask on, which is
Mm-hmm.
good, and everybody else in there too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in terms of did you get so the film is all set? It's been cut in print a long time ago, and you say it's won a bunch of awards, right?
Yeah.
You know the name of the film?
Salvation.
Okay,
Yeah.
What's it about?
So it's about like this guy. I'm not going to be able to explain it so well as,
All right, well,
as they would be able to, but basically a guy catches up with one of his mob like someone he worked with in the mob
Okay.
after many years of being apart, and like they worked in Vegas together.
Okay.
And main character is Chris Salvi,
Okay.
and he's meeting up with his friend, and they meet at the diner. So that's where the
That's
film
the scene where you
starts.
were in.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was probably a pivotal scene then.
Yeah.
Obviously. Did they shoot now, aside from, did they just shoot it at that, I mean, where were the other scenes shot at? Do you remember, or do you have any idea? All in the
I
Cape
wish I
area?
could remember, but I can't.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, there was some driving scenes.
Okay.
And, I think they filmed in Truro.
Okay, right, so that's
Yeah.
pretty much the Cape and vicinity.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome, okay. Well, first thing, when I hear Salvation, I was wondering if it was a religious film, but evidently not.
It sort of is.
It is, sort of a
Yeah.
religious film, but it's not like a reborn Christian type film.
No.
Okay, that's cool. All right, that's fine. All right, well, now that so you did that, now let me ask you this, are you on the email for Boston Casting now?
I was years ago, but I haven't been following up with it. And
Well, you
this
definitely
year-
should, because
yeah, this year I definitely.
well, did you submit a portfolio to them, a resume, a headshot?
Well, I just had my friend again, Gabrielle, was taking headshots of me
Oh, good.
at the diner yesterday.
Perfect.
And so now I have a bunch of pictures.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
what you
I'll
need
start
to
with that.
do is you want to get yourself on file there. If you're not, you want to make sure you are, because because here's the thing: if Boston Casting calls people for projects, some of them are big, some of them are small. But if you have your Facebook, your Facebook picture and your what do you call it, profile, and all your dimensions, like your wrist size, your shoulder size, your shoe size, your inseam, whatever. Then if there's an opportunity for you, if there's a project that they feel that you might fit, they'll contact you and say, you'll be on their emailing list, and you'll see a lot of probably of opportunities that you might want to give yourself a chance to audition for, and that's what you want right now.
Yeah.
In the meantime, there are other opportunities on Facebook that you can take advantage of. There's another film group called Hollywood East. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I remember when they were coming here, like in 2008 or 9, sometime like that.
I don't even think that goes that far back, because I know the girl that founded it.
Something fell through.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a different thing now.
Right.
Yeah, it's just.
Well, there was another website called Boston Film Space, and that fell through. I was part of that in like 2008.
Yeah.
I submitted something for that, and then it went defunct. But now, if you might want to. You don't have an agent, obviously, right?
No.
Okay. There's another.
I'm my own agent.
You are your own agent,
Yeah.
but there's also there's an agency up in New Hampshire called New England Models Group. You might want to. They're in Manchester. They're right on Commercial Street.
Yeah.
And if you can go up there and get a free screen test,
Oh.
and
Thank you.
then you'll be on file there too. There could be opportunities for you. I mean, right now you're at the point in your life now where you have a lot to look forward to, but you got to make it happen. There's a lot that you could produce on your own if you put your mind to it and you set your goals right. Obviously, you know what you feel, you enjoy what you're doing. You're still working with your father at the accounting firm, right?
Yeah.
But tax season's still a ways off.
Yeah.
So now you might want to look
Yeah,
into
so
that.
this is what I'm like exploring, and the rest to. I think I might be like stepping away from accounting and want to pursue it like.
Yeah.
I've like a lot of I wouldn't say idols because I don't worship idols, but heroes that influenced me.
We'll name some.
So there's Bob Newhart was an accountant at first, I hear.
Was he?
And he became an actor.
Okay, yeah,
So
he's
it's
a
like
great
little
actor. He's
things
still an
like
actor.
that.
He's
Yeah,
still with us.
Still alive. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. He's older than my father. My father's 85. Newhart's probably like 90,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's great.
He is.
And there's been like so many different people, like late night talk, radio people.
You
Like
how
George.
about comedians? You like comedians?
Oh yeah.
What about Sarah Silverman?
She's great.
She's my cousin.
Yeah.
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 Thought maybe, I
That's
don't know if you
awesome.
knew that, but I love dropping that little tidbit of
Yeah.
information to people.
That's awesome.
It is, yeah. Okay. Well, so,
I've been running around with comedians too this year.
well, who have you run
well,
around
not
with?
this year actually, since COVID, but past 5 years, my friend AJ Haypenny
Okay.
and Edouard, they both ran, and believe it's still being run, but because of COVID, it's kind of shambles. And
Yeah.
paperback comedy.
Okay, where's that?
They've done a lot of shows they put on at like restaurants, bars.
Yeah, obviously,
and
it's,
go to-
yeah, I mean, you
yeah.
can probably still do it with social
So this
distancing.
year it's all like Zoom comedy shows.
Right, right. No, I've had two female comics on my show in the last 3 weeks, and they were young too. One was this girl MEYK, who's 18 and lives in Westport, not too far from you, and the other one was Holly Johnston, who lives out in the Worcester area. And so I've had this past year, I've had several comics on, and I have more that I have scheduled for probably next year as well.
Yeah.
So, well, let me ask you this now: do you do any writing at all?
I've done a lot of writing in my head, so like I have a lot of memory.
In your head, but what I
memorized.
mean,
I
what
know.
about on paper?
I still, believe it or not, I still have to learn how to write scripts.
Well,
So-
there's no better way than to try it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
My friends are encouraging me to do that.
Well,
now.
there's two ways you can go about this, writing scripts. You can try writing it yourself without any guidance, or just based on your own imagination, which I'm sure you have a good one.
Yeah.
Or you can maybe look into taking a course in script writing at some local school, maybe Cape Cod again, even though you
Yeah.
graduated from there. I'm sure there's something available.
I was kind of writing scripts as like a teenager in notebooks.
Okay.
But I mean, they weren't like set up the way they're supposed to be set up. So like, I still have a lot of stories that I remember, because my memory is like so overwhelmingly good.
That's the way it should be since that fall you took.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
All that gray matter.
I know. I know. Well, so that you might want to do that. Write some stuff. Try writing like penning down a little novelette, a little short story.
Yeah.
I was just talking about the fact that 21 years ago today, this book of short stories that I wrote in the 90s came out finally after 10 years, and I did very well with it. I sold books in the thousands. I got a little TV news coverage, and I still have copies of the book left. Of course, I put it on the back burner, and then 10 years later, I started Topic Time, which was now 10 years ago. But if you start thinking of things to write, if you put your imagination, let it run a little bit, write little tidbits of events, you might be able to create something that could be either turned into a script or at least read out as a story, and then somebody else might want to turn it into a script or a film later on.
Copywriting is this thing that I've struggled with. Like I've not.
Don't worry about
had the-
copywriting. All copywriting is making something that that possessible only by you.
Yeah.
Like my song, that's all. That's now copyrighted by me.
Oh.
Because it's something that I was given that had no copyright.
Yeah.
And then over the years I decided to copyright it so nobody else could copy it legally, or I could sue them. Except that unless they're reproducing the song for me, which some of the TV stations where I do my show have done, which I appreciate very much. But that's what I'm saying. Okay, well, that's what you might want to think. How about music? You ever done music? Played an instrument, sang?
I was learning piano when I was younger.
Okay.
But like I didn't have like the
drive?
I should have had more drive. I mean, a lot of people did play piano.
I know. I took piano
at
lessons for
that
7
age.
years as a kid.
Yeah.
And people told me I was wicked talented.
Yeah.
And I didn't have I stayed with it for as long as I could stand it. I loved it, but I didn't have the drive either. And finally, one day the piano teacher showed up and I was hiding in the paint closet. I didn't have the guts to just say, I don't want to do this anymore after 7 years. Because if you do something long enough, it becomes hard to stop.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. I'll always feel bad about it. He was. It always sucks when you think you have. Somebody tells you. A lot of people tell you you're really good at something, and finally, the day comes and you just say, I can't deal with this anymore. But you got to find your niche in life.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you will. So I'm just trying to lay out some ideas for you that will help you do just that. I mean, it's clear. Like now, what about the people that you've worked with on those films? Do you know anyone that has? Do you have a video camera of your own?
I don't.
You don't?
I used to film things just around the house.
With what?
With just a little camcorder and.
Well, that's what I mean. Do you still have that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's so obsolete at this point. There's no way to get tapes for it.
Well, don't worry about it. If it's digital, does it still work?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if it still works, if you can still snap together something, maybe you and some friends could get together and try doing it. Do a little skit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You set it up on a tripod.
I should have been practicing when I go to the comedy shows because I mean, like I had so much fun going to those past several years. And like one of my favorite comedians that my friends would book is Nantucket local, Nantucket native Brian Glowacki.
Okay, never heard of him, but I'd love to get him on the show. I love the name. Glowacki?
Glowacki.
Oh, Glowacki.
Yeah. He goes by B Glow.
Okay, even his regular name sounds funny. But I wouldn't mind having him on as a guest. I'm sure he'd be a killer guest.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, see, this is what I'm talking about. You might want to talk to some of your comedic friends and see if you can arrange something. Sometimes, which you need to like, if things look, if you have a vision, don't cast it aside. Try to organize it. Make it, make it real.
I know. That's the thing. It's like manifesting is sometimes the hardest thing, and getting people on board with doing that.
Well, hopefully after they see the show, they'll definitely get on board. That's what we want to have happen.
So I'm thinking of joining that community media center. In Dennis.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Works. Yeah, definitely join as much stuff as you can afford to join. It doesn't cost too much money as long as it's not putting you out time wise. Yeah. Definitely it's a definitely good investment of your free time, and it will probably lead to more opportunities down the line for you, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, but right now I would suggest. So, do you have anything aside from that film? Do you have anything going on currently?
So a couple of my friends of mine were interested in starting 3D printing.
Okay. And
one of my friends has already started, and so I got a 3D printer.
What did you say, 3D printing?
Yeah.
What exactly is that?
So it's like this. It's very.
Isn't that one of those like TikTok on Facebook? One of those mediums.
They may have had a video on it.
Yeah.
On there.
I've seen so many videos.
Yeah. It's a complicated mechanical mechanism of. It's awesome. and it's like this tall.
Okay.
And it prints in plastic, and it can print in other kinds of material. But right now we're just working with this plastic called PLA, and it comes on a spool.
Okay.
And it feeds down, and you have to save the file of what you're printing, put it on a chip, and plug it into the printer's like little computer center there, and then get it to start to print onto a bed, and the bed warms up.
Yep.
And it's just printing out hot plastic in multiple patterns.
What are these, pictures?
No, it's like literally like a toy.
Well, I know, but what are you talking about?
I should have brought something.
That's all right. Is this like film material? Are you talking?
You could make props. You could print props.
Is this like a little video of something?
Yeah, there's so many videos that would better explain it than I am, but it prints it like it feeds in the PLA plastic from the spool into a hot nozzle onto a flat bed.
Yep.
And it's just for hours. It could go for days.
Okay.
But it can go for hours on small prints and like a couple days for big prints.
Well, what are you guys doing now with it?
Because of COVID, we're just
waiting
until.
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
But we're trying to find like a place to set up.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I'm sure that's doable. You just have to do it carefully, just like everything else when like we're doing here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll be able to do that eventually. You just gotta look around, make sure that you got the right coordinates and the points and stuff. Okay. In terms of your memory, has that helped you at all in any way? The fact that you said you learned how to, since that fall you took, you've mastered the numbers. Does that make your accounting skills all that better? I mean, do you still have those benefits going on now?
Well, accounting is more basic. I'm like more. I was kind of like thrust into like the esoteric. Like
so
ancient
you're actually better with the more
stuff.
complex stuff.
I figured out that I was like, is it really simple math that I have the hardest time with? And like my mind just wants more complicated things to perceive.
So you can't really. So it has to start at level 10. You can't start at level 1.
Yeah, I can't. It's another thing about myself. I can't fully explain to myself, as well as other people. And like my mind wants to like basically shift in consciousness all the time.
Okay.
And the way I perceive reality is just so complicated.
It is. Well, here's what I'm thinking. Your mind right now is full of interesting stuff. What I'm thinking you might want to do is to do maybe starting a little autobiography of yourself. It sounds like your story would be something that it might, if nothing else, it might be a cool reality deal for a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you were able to have those benefits from such an adverse event. And look where you're at now. And you might. This is why you want to put your thoughts on paper, because this is when sharing them is going to become a huge deal for you. If you ever
Yeah.
I mean, just have them at the ready. That's all. So there's just nothing wrong with sitting down, even writing some poetic stuff, something that's.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've definitely done that.
Okay, that's good to do.
Observations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Critical thinking.
Yeah, critical thinking. And it sounds to me like you're another Plato.
Thank you.
In the making. You just have to.
I photoshopped my face into the School of Athens once as a joke.
Well, it sounds to me like it made sense that you did it. Okay, well that's good. Well, all right. So we're coming on to the new year. What do you got aside from this 3D stuff? Do you got anything planned on the horizon for the new year?
Well, definitely more 3D printing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What exactly do you do this 3D? I mean, do you have a location?
I have it set up at my house.
You have it set up at your house. Okay. It sounds like
very small setup, but what's that?
It sounds like it's a very stimulating thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Okay. Well, and in terms of like, you're helping out Steve and Anthony too, right?
Yeah.
Go see them every chance you get.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I love going up there.
Yeah. Okay. What about the possibility of doing a music video? Even though you don't do music, have you ever considered that, or
sure.
somehow maybe appearing in one? There's a lot of bands around here.
Yeah.
So you might want to look in at at least being someone in the background. I've been in a few music videos.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? I think we're gonna wrap the show up. It's getting to be. I think we've pretty much run the course of the half hour.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to ask you to do in the remaining time is to look at the camera. That's with the orange light. Give shouts out to people that are going to see the show. Just condense them, and then we'll wrap the show up as we started it with the music.
It's nice to see you guys. I hope
Steve
you
and
enjoy
Anthony.
this. Steve and Anthony, AJ Haypenny, and Ed Waugh, Gabrielle Ross, and Chris Salvi. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Well, listen, I hope you had fun with me.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, and that having been said, what I always ask also ask my guests is that if you did have a good time with me, I want you to talk to these people that, because I've heard of most of them. That probably some of them are Facebook friends of mine.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get them on as guests as well.
Absolutely.
So like your friends, on the Cape. That would be an awesome one. I get most of my guests through Facebook. That's like 98%. The other 2% I get through word of mouth from people that I've had on. So I'm hoping I can count on you to spread the word.
Yeah.
Just like getting you on here was a word of mouth thing too.
Yeah.
So and that'll be awesome.
And maybe we can manifest the East Coast version of Hollywood. Call it Elmwood.
Okay. No, I like it. I like it. I've done acting too. I've been in a few films, big ones and small ones. My career actually goes back to 1997 when I was on the set of Amistad and got fired by Spielberg.
Nice.
11 years later, I was a mental patient in Shutter Island and had a great chat with Scorsese. So,
yeah.
And since then, it's all been minor films, but then Topic Time's pretty much taken over the brunt of my life, and that's the way I like it right now. So, all right. Well, on that note, are you ready to wrap it up as we started it?
Sure.
All right, folks. Thanks for watching Topic Time. Have a great New Year's Eve, and Christmas, and hopefully I'll see you guys in Wareham again in 2021. Take care.